from second WNBA championship. Just how do you feel like the team played?
I mean, I thought we played great tonight. The character of this team and their absolute buy-in to the person to their left or right's success is authentic, and it's tough to deal with when you share the ball and people are skilled and competitive. I mean, they were good tonight. They don't leave me speechless very often, but they executed defensively, offensively, shared it, everything we've been asking them to do.
What did that third quarter say about the character of this team and this group?
They're the real deal. They're the real deal. Gosh, you could really go down the whole list. I mean, their competitiveness and their fight for each other. They're a real team. They're a real team.
Next question to your left in the first row.
Right here. Checking to see if it's a record, but how do you feel about your team, or how do you think your team shot 50% in 2 finals games? And on the other end of the ball, what did you think your team did even better defensively tonight?
Well, I thought, when we're great defensively, we're great offensively. That's the whole key. And I thought, in that second quarter, when they made their little punched us in the nose a little bit, I thought we stopped doing the little things defensively, mainly the paint, the boards, physicality. We started letting them loose. So those are things that we have in our control. So I felt like if we can control, those little aspects of the game, we'll get the ball back and be able to run. But the defense was superb, the offense was superb. Like I said, at the end of the day, they've been doing this the whole time, really. We had our little rough stretch, and we should. Every team should have a rough stretch. You shouldn't go through the season just skipping along. You should hit a rough patch. And when you hit the rough patches, you get to see what you're made of. And I know what my team is made of.
Becky, next question, second row center.
Becky, I know you guys have kind of rejected all the historical comparisons just based on the fact that wanted to.
Yep, still gonna do it.
But just witnessing what your team was able to do today, did it feel greater than usual, or?
Like I said, I mean, those girls hooped today. Just hooped. And like I said, their character as people, this team has had 1,000 opportunities to fall apart with distractions, adversity, injury. I mean, you name it, we've gone through it this year. And all this team has done is digging deeper with each other. You can't crack this group.
Next question, third row center.
Yeah, Coach, I think for the series, Jackie's shooting about 65% on contested shots. And you talked about just her strength and finishing ability, but can you talk about that, to shoot that well when they're defending her probably as well as they can?
I mean, she's been shooting it great really all year. Obviously 60% is ridiculous. But, when we played these guys and we had our little rough stretch, we had stretches where, we were taking butter shots, which is low shot clock, hard contested shots, and we were 0 for 30. I'm even on it, you gotta hit a couple of those, right? And so I think just being able to come back and get back to basics of who we are, and I think she's just playing with a lot of confidence right now. Her teammates have the utmost confidence in her. I know I've been gassing her basically since May for these moments. And not because I'm gassing her, but because I believe it's in her. And, your job as a teammate and your job as a coach is to draw that greatness out of people.
Becky, next question, front row to your left.
Coach, not to get ahead of ourselves because the series isn't over yet. With this performance, is it safe to say, out of these past 2 years, this was the best performance the team's ever had?
It was a great performance, and I hope the girls enjoy it tonight. I'll do my little Pop Junior and be like, my wine will taste better tonight. No, I mean, it was a great performance. That being said, you know, my job is to keep us on the straight and narrow, and with the understanding that we've got thumped in their building twice. So we're gonna come with the appropriate respect, the appropriate focus and emotion for the moment, and you know, going to New York, we'll make some little tweaks here and there, adjustments and whatnot, but we still have tremendous amounts of respect for this team. Like, they've just proven they can score a lot in a small amount of time. So we'll enjoy it tonight, but then we will be locked in a room with the coaches, dissecting every aspect of the game.
Becky, next question, also in the front row.
Hey, Coach, there was a moment where the Liberty got, I think it was in 7 or 8, and then, of course, the halftime came, and then the Aces came out totally dialed in again. What did you say in the locker room at the half to make them do the basics once again?
Well, it was very profound, which is rebound and control the paint if you want to win. And that was it. You know, I told them at third quarter, like, start over, 0-0. I told them, I mean, they've been hearing all year, I'm telling you guys, I don't coach based off score, ever. Up 20, down 20, I coach based on, are the Aces being the Aces? And I would say for 3 quarters, we were the Aces tonight. And that's on us. That's on nobody else. That's on us.
Becky, standing to your right.
You mentioned the rough stretch when you faced these guys 3 times, and Sandy had mentioned with their guards struggling, it's been hard to open space for Stewie and JJ. With the way that your guards have played and opened up for Asia, how much has that been a huge difference as far as Asia also being able to do what she does in these last couple games?
You got to make some threes against New York. You know, I would say in our matchups with them, especially the games we've lost, we didn't shoot well. You got to make threes. If you go back to games they've lost, teams have shot the 3 well. You have to, because they have too much firepower, but it also loosens up their D a little bit. They can't just go under, and keep you in front every time. You know, you have a bad shooting night, all of a sudden, you know, the paint is about this big, and it shuts your whole offense down. So, yeah, I mean, the guards getting loose early is definitely a factor. That being said, historically with this team, our problem areas have been Sabrina and JJ. And for the most part, you know, it was the JJ show there in the second quarter. She had 19 and finished, you know, we switched the matchup and put Asia there, and she ends up with 22. So, you know, we have some versatility in our defense, which I think can't go unnoticed. I mean, the offense was great tonight, but it's because of the defense.
Next question, I'm going to turn to Zoom. Matthew, go ahead.
Hey, Becky. I was wondering, you know, people talk about playing your best basketball in the finals, or in the playoffs, but why do you think in this playoffs you guys have been so much better than you have been at times in the regular season? What has been different here in the playoffs?
We're rested and they're focused, 100%. I mean, it's pretty basic. When they're locked in and rested, I like us.
One more question from the room. Becky, to the right and the last row.
Becky, to go back to Asia for a second, this playoffs, I think 25 and 11, better than 60% shooting. What's impressed you the most just about her run during the postseason?
It's not just during the postseason. This lady's been ridiculous. And she's heard it all. 3rd in MVP voting? Okay. Rest on that. It's a joke. She's been off the charts efficient. She got, I mean, and I love Stewie. You know I love big Zach to shoot threes. but her efficiency on both ends, it's been ridiculous. She would have, if I would have played her as many minutes, she would have averaged 28 and 13. And that's all anybody in here would have been talking about. But she got screwed because her coach didn't play her in fourth quarters.
Next question, Jordan, go ahead, please. I'm from Zoom, Jordan.
Hey, Coach. So first, I just want to say congrats on the win. You guys played an amazing game. I know you're not one to dwell on the historic side of things, but are you aware that Kelsey Plum passed you as second of all-time playoff assists in franchise history?
No, but thanks for the update. At the end of the day, these guys are all going to blow through. I mean, it's over. It's a wrap. We play different than when we played. They're better than me, A, but we play different than what we played back in the day. It's a different game, and one that suits them well, and I think really suits the whole W. The space floor, you saw some ridiculous performances this year across the league from multiple players, and I think that's exciting. It should be celebrated because I think the talent was always there, and now you're just kind of seeing it go next level.
Becky, thank you.
Yep.